Hey, you know what? We should. Oh
So
wait.
this next
speaking
one-
of which, yeah.
Is one of the World of Warcraft ones,
Yeah.
and this one I found completely bizarre.
I can
is.
totally see it though. Like I used to play World of Warcraft. I was probably playing at the time that this happened, but just didn't know about it because I used to glitch through games, find those secret areas, and
Yeah.
follow the YouTube. I did it in Destiny a few times
Right.
too to get to certain spots.
I've seen.
Oh,
that.
she was good at doing it in Destiny. I could never follow her.
Typically, I'm like, oh, there he died, he died, he died. I just watch his nameplate fall down the screen.
It was
Wow.
funny.
Go down
It
to the
was
sub-ocean.
bad.
Wow.
But this one is entitled The Seventh Circle of Hell in World of Warcraft because I'm going to probably butcher this, but the Karazhan, actually I probably didn't, Crypts, it was a dungeon that the developers cut out of the game because it was just too graphic. There, like the way you got in was you would go up to this door, you would die, and then you would resurrect on the opposite side so you can actually go in. But what people were met with when they actually went in was, a lot of flooding. There was tons of corpses, beheaded things. It was just extremely graphic, and it was just horrific to take in. But at least the theory behind why it was removed is because it would have taken the rating of the game to a spot where they couldn't have as much of an audience.
Really.
So they ended
That
up
would've been
putting
M.
up an
I beg to
invisible
differ.
wall.
Saints Row is pretty far out there.
It's rated M.
Yeah, but what's the player base?
Adults.
Yeah.
I meant
mean,
like number
Well,
wise.
and if, and
oh,
if,
that's true.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
They're
know.
after numbers.
if you look
Yeah.
at games like Grand Theft Auto, they get a wide enough range of people as well.
Yeah, but
And the reason I like this one so much is because one of my favorite scenes ever is from Jeepers Creepers 1, where they first go down to the Creepers lair and he's got the bodies plastered on the wall.
Yeah.
I picture that's what this
Yeah.
is like. And I'm like, what were they thinking?
That was brutal.
I've
That
got to
was
point
brutal.
out, knowing what WoW's graphics looked at the time and looked like now, this would not have looked. This would have looked like Walt Disney trying to make a horror movie and sticking to Walt Disney level graphics.
Well, it
would've
a
looked
a
bad.
glitch anyways, right? Were they
Yeah.
trying
No.
to sell this to an
This was
audience?
going to
It
be a
was
future
going to
dungeon.
be. Yeah, there's going to be a future
But
dungeon.
I think they just didn't.
Wow.
They just didn't take it out. They just left it there. Those people were
Yeah.
finding a way into it. But I mean, I've played World of Warcraft for like a month, and it's a very bright, kind of cartoony place.
Yeah.
And then you throw in
Top
this.
down.
Makes me think of Cool World
No,
now.
well, both of them. But it's very bright and colorful and super deformed. They try to make it not quite as frightening as it should be because you're playing undead people. Come on now.
Yeah.
And then you end up in this place that's like death and destruction and like devils.
All of a sudden, hear death metal music as you're walking through it.
Wow. See,
That would
I
be pretty
totally
cool.
play that. Yeah.
There's,
I kind of
there's
figured
a-
it'd be on
Yeah,
on
like,
par with
wow,
me.
that's
So yeah,
cool.
let's go.
There is another reason this could have been dropped. And it's because WoW's got two big server groups that they love. One is the United States because it's the United States and that's where they're big. The second one, and it has almost as many players, is China.
I thought
It's
China
Chi-
had more players.
It
That's all they do over there. They have MMO
No.
cafes where people like live.
well that or Korea for StarCraft but China has very strict rules about religion. And in fact, even the undead are changed. Extremely.
This is nothing having to do with
Hold on,
religion. This is a
actually-
bunch
Yes,
of dead
it
people.
does.
I mean, he's on to something. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they
You're
have
going
to change
somewhere.
their religion. There's pictures of the occult and everything, bodying corpses. Like in WoW, they got rid of piles of bones and replaced it with piles of hay because in China they're not allowed to have that. You're not allowed to predict.
But you can run around as a zombie and summon succubuses and just
Actually-
do stuff.
You have to look at the animation differences. They changed that too. There's a physical difference between what they look like in China and in the United States, and how they summon them.
Yeah, but that's weird though, because I've seen some of their gore.
Yeah.
Some of the movies that they make, and it's
Like House,
some of
yeah,
the most
I've seen it,
blasphemous
yeah.
things I've ever seen.
But they are very strict about that with video games because of children one. So I could see them getting rid of this because they're afraid of their Chinese market. Yes, the game would have gone probably into an M rating. They could easily cut some of the gore and whatnot. That would have been no problem. But the problem, the thing itself is called the Circle of Hell. Like, was the hell?
Right.
They would have okay, we have to change this completely. Like Diablo is very, very censored in that country.
I don't even think
Right.
Diablo would exist in China. I mean, you have to censor everything, so you just see a person running on a block.
Or a very blurred screen.
Yeah, everything's all like black censor bars or pixels. You don't know what you're fighting.
No,
Well,
you just
the
change what
game's
it looks
evil,
like.
man.
Well,
That whole
Tapaki's-
game is
It's called Diablo.
I
You're in
know,
hell
right?
fighting the devil. Of course it's
it's
evil.
hardcore, man.
To Plucky's point, using Fallout 4 as an example, they couldn't go to India because they were unwilling to remove the Brahmin, like the mutated
yeah.
cows.
Oh yeah.
So it's a really valid point because Bethesda was like, you know what, we're leaving him in.
Yeah.
The heck with India.
Well,
because it's
and
the game.
our example in Japan, the Fat Man. The Japanese government had a huge problem with it. They called it something else, But in Japan, they actually ended up having more backlash from the community over that one, saying that no, we wanted the gun to be named the Fat Man. It makes sense.
That's weird. That's weird when you can go to the corner store and buy panties out of a vending machine.
Well, it's because it involves.
It's because they're not atomic.
It's because of the name of the new.
Atomic panties.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the used ones may be atomic.
So if they had a Black Death panty vending machine, they wouldn't even have it because it
No,
says
they
Black
would.
Death.
No, it's not that. It's the name of the bomb. It's called the Fat Man. That's one of the name of the two nukes.
because of
Okay.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
There has been
I
enough
get it.
time to bring it up.
I get
Right.
it.
But I guess my question is then why leave it in the game for people to glitch into it? Why not just get rid of it, free yourself up some code?
It would take
Because-
up too much time for a developer to remove it. It would cost more to remove than
Just
to
get a
leave it there.
paintbrush and
Can you
the
go
eraser
to it right
button.
now?
No,
don't
they
know.
have
I haven't
actually
played WoW in
blocked it
several
off.
years.
They put up an invisible wall so no one can get close to the door and do it.
Technically, you can still get to things like that because there are private WoW servers where they can
Alright.
edit things, so they can remove that. Actually, open it up to where you don't even have to glitch in.
And
So on
Gavin,
a private server, it's possible.
to be fair,
cool.
Kim's right, because you change one little aspect of code, particularly on an MMO. Your WoW servers are down for 24 hours because of that. You're losing money.
True.
Huge shift in a fight. Like there was like some coming over from one hill and some coming from the other hill, and there's going to be a battle in the middle with swords and tentacle monsters. It was going to be horrible.